welcome back to the Battlefield Siege Run here. We have another Pauper video for you today. We are playing Slivers. I am getting that Kindred itch right now. And if you know from my video last week, we were playing Rebel Allies, and I was kind of tempted to play around a bit like a Naya list, so I wanted to try a different Kindred list that ran those colors. So I really wanted to get a feel for how these forest plains and mountains, as well as stuff like the thriving heaths and sheltering landscapes, actually worked in a deck that was made predominantly, I guess, white and green and a little bit of a splash for red, which I think is probably the next place for the Naya Rebels list that I'm working on right now. So in front of you, yes, is a Slivers list. I got absolutely hosed by a Slivers player at my locals. I really wanted to give it a crack against some decks today. I think this deck is absolutely cool as it's running 12 Lord effects. So you've got the Predatory Sliver, Muscle Sliver, and then the Sinew Sliver. So if you remember the Lord of Atlantis Merfolk days, having just these multiple lords, it is really like a house of cards. You have all these lords that are beefing each other up, and then you're just getting in with all these other things. And what I found was really cool is a lot of these old Slivers have rules text that haven't been played in a while. And Pauper's one of those formats where you can actually try these again. Because, you know, in Legacy, people aren't really playing cards with flanking or cards with, provoke. There's very few creatures with the rules text provoke. So this is whenever a creature with provoke attacked is controlled may have target creature defending player controls untap and block if able. It doesn't mean that we have to untap it. It can be tapped. And it's just kind of crazy. It's like build your own Doomblade. You're blocking a bunch of random creatures with your 4/4 Slivers. This card is probably an extra upgrade. Master Vandal is a Sliver. It is a changeling. So if we're playing against Jund or anything like that, we can essentially just strip mine their lands because we're exiling that, which is pretty cool. And we got these extra cards like Sentinel Sliver and, you know, Gemhide Sliver, where are you? Here you are. So you can really build up a giant board, say, attack with these Vigilance creatures and then tap everything, go Winding Way, which is the way to fill up the deck again and then play more Slivers out and then just hose your creature over time, really. Another Lord, sorry, I did forget to mention, is actually this Plated Sliver, which is absolutely crazy. It's just a 0+1, and then it's real good installation against a lot of those Wrath effects. I say Wrath effects, I mean more like the Pyroclasms like of this era, which is Breath Weapon and stuff like that. It's running 2 Benevolent Bodyguards, which is kind of light, because back again with these Kindred decks like, you know, Merfolk and stuff like that, you were kind of worried when you were coming into combat that they had a way to stop one of your creatures or destroy or bounce one of your creatures, and then suddenly all your combat maths just fell apart. So it's a way to keep that house of cards nice and glued. It's running 2 Prismatic Strands. When I was looking at this deck objectively, I was thinking that it was probably just going to get absolutely crushed by a Giant Cryclan Shaman or a Toxinalysis Shaman or Crypt Rats. So Prismatic Strands makes sense. It has the other 2 on the sideboard here, and that's why I think these Benevolent Bodyguards are also here as well, just to protect some level of creatures. Outside of that, I was working this out a little bit. It's got this little bit of interaction with Raven Charm, destroying creatures, exiling graveyards. But then, because of Winding Way, it's running like 2 of a bunch of these creatures that we can then get with Winding Way. So Standard Bearer is a silver bullet for some decks that really need to target their creatures, like Kiln Fiend combo. Dawnbringer Cleric is kind of like a catch-all, destroying enchantments, exiling 1 card from graveyard. So if we're playing against weenie decks or whatnot and they're using Prismatic Strands, we have a way to exile it, which is pretty good. And then we have these Acolytes. So these Acolytes are they're running the Pro from Black and Pro from Red, which kind of makes sense anyway. When we're playing against mono black decks or black decks that have lots of Doomblade effects, then we can save all our creatures, and then Red's kind of the same thing anyway, and also can help protect against like Breath Weapon and stuff like that. So that's the deck in a whole essentially. So let's take it through a couple of matches and see how we go. If you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. It does help the channel a lot. I do like playing lots of those core aggro mid-range lists and those white weenie builds that you normally see on the channel. And if you do want to play any of these decks in the future, please feel free to hop over to Mana Traders. Beautiful Mana Traders up there, and you can use my code SiegeRyan lowercase to get a little bit off after a couple of months. So it's about 25% after 3 months for your loan program if you do want to play just a bunch of random decks like I do online and have an absolute ball. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into the first one. Our own play, which is actual Nutso Gabutti, is what we want. We cannot keep a 1-lander. We'll mulligan. We will keep this. I'm just going to ship the strands actually. We have everything else, and then we can go probably white, red. Let's play this, we'll name red. Pass. And then next turn we'll play, we're probably not going to draw another land. Ooh, one of white. I'm not as worried anymore. So let's just play. Can't really tap for much. I want to use it for that as well. let's just play this, and then we'll play the Predatory Sliver, and then we can play the Predatory Sliver, I guess, yeah, and then we can get Kraken for 3. Yep, they can play the Inspectors, that's fine. It's a good card. I think it'd just be hard for them to beat, because, I mean, they can just kill us with flies in the air. This is a good way to get through a lot of stuff, but yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll play land. Let's just play Predatory Sliver, and then play our other... Is this mana? Oh, just cycling, that's fine. I actually might play the Benevolent, so we can keep our Lords alive. I think that's probably the best way. Moving forward, then we'll attack for 3. Now just everything has Vig, so we're having a bit of a laugh here. And yeah, I'm not going to F6 through their turn because I'm mindful of Thraben Charm. And once we just start stacking these Muscle Slivers, we're going to play Muscle Sliver, then the Plated Sliver, and then we got everything going then. Yeah, okay, so they got multiple Thraben Charms then. They're running, okay, so they're playing the Boros Bully list likely, which is a good list. Yeah, we'll just play another one, and then we keep our White Source up. Now I'm not really fussed if they want to waste 2 mana to hit other stuff, because we've got these Slivers just cracking in. Here's 7, and then, yeah, we're going to play another one on our next turn. We just yield until they won't attack anyway. I'll probably just take it, to be honest. Oh, let's go. That's cool. I don't know how... Maybe as a one-off, it might be good. And I see what they mean with the Boros Bully list, but you have to also hit in with it. I feel like from a value point of view, it will be hard. They run Strands, which we have to be mindful of, so they can just block these. But yeah, they likely just have another Thraben Charm. Probably a way to discard as well. But yeah, let's just play out this one. And then we'll attack with everything. Yeah, because they can Thraben Charm 1 and then triple block 1. Which I'm not really fussed about. Like, that can happen. We still cracking in with heaps. Or they can have a bolt or something like that. Take all creatures. There's just no world where we're not attacking with everything. Like, if they want to triple block and then Thraben Charm something, and then I assume probably just like one of these. But drawing a bunch of our lords, 4 lords, is just cracked. Yeah, that happens, that's fine. And that's why the Benevolent Guardian's good, because they legitimately just had to use a Thraben Charm up on that. And so they could probably just block and then bolt if they have a bolt in their hand. They've got 2 cards in their hand as well, though. And we still have quite big threats. Yeah, okay. So just taking 6 and then passing. We're going to field this land just in case. It doesn't really matter, we don't have any lands that do extra stuff because it's Pauper. And yeah, got the good stuff out. So I mean, this is just made to beat creature decks, you know. I mean, if they do get if they do fire off a Battle Screech here, it can be kind of annoying. But I would have just wanted to cast it anyway. They can hit Strands, which is a bit annoying. Okay, now they hit a Darbell, so that's good. And it's just another charm called Skyfisher. Okay, likely just picking up what Novice Inspector. And we're still cranking in with everything because that's just correct. What do they do? Oh, they up lanes. Okay, just playing another creature. Well, they got their blocks up, but like our creatures are all better. Our best draw is a Winding Way. I will happily take a Winding Way. They can probably start. Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah, we just have to attack with everything. It's the other side of the deck is where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just drawn 50-50, which happens. But there's no way that we're not just like attacking with everything here. The scary part is as well, because when we lose Lords, then other mark damage also affects us a fair bit as well. So they're probably in a good spot to just, yeah, block all the stuff. So we'll just, yeah, 3, 4, 3, yeah. And they're just taking a fair chunk as well. And now we're in a bit of a spot. They have 0 cards. If we draw a Winding Way, I feel pretty good. But now, yeah, we're just kind of cruising on 2. They're going to get this 1/1 back. We can really attack with our creatures because they can double block. Maybe it was a world where we should have just chilled for a little bit. But they would have cracked 2 clues and played more stuff. So it's like, how are we actually going to win this game then? Lunak Veteran was very good for them here. And this is Bowl. Might as well keep it for a Lord effect. This one doesn't matter too much. No, okay, it's just another Inspector, which is good. Like, we obviously can't attack on our turn. We definitely need to just draw a Winding Way, essentially. Not another land. We'll play a land because, again, Winding Way is going to be good. Just yield through our turn. And just we yield through their turn. Yeah, it's probably a bit harder to get out of this now. They don't really have much sideboard stuff for us, though. They want the Prismatic Strands, obviously. That's always good to get through, but if we hit a Winding Way and we start playing more stuff, I feel a lot better. I mean, we just play Gem Hide, that's fine. And we just yield through. I'm not really trading off one sliver for essentially just one Thread Inspector that's replaced itself. We do need to get a little bit bigger. They've gone through all their Thread Sharps. I'm kind of hoping this this land is just for like maybe a brief splash for a rally. It doesn't feel like, because they're running Raffine's Informant and the Core Skyfisher, they're running Squadron Hawks. They are running like just mono white with probably Rally the Peasants. Come on, deck. Give me a Winding Way. Statistically, we get closer when we're in that top quarter. Come on. A Winding Way would be huge. Yeah, and they're going to start pushing away from us now. They should crack that clue. Yep. Yep, return a... I'll return an Office Inspector still. Continue the trend. Yeah, and go land. That's scary. Come on, Winding Way. Oh, just not sliver. We'll keep a couple turns going. We have a couple turns before it gets a bit dicey. We'll keep this land in our hand. Yield through the turn. But yeah, they've turned the corner now, I think, you know. We'll yield through our turn. It's fine. Next turn. Three cards in hand, you've... Oh, they're just playing an Eagles? Jesus. And they'll have first strike as well, so we just take it, sadly. If I was them, well, they're on 4, they can't attack with everything. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can't really afford to. Yeah, I get that. That's fine. And we're probably going to die to this in 2 turns. So it really is Winding Way or bust. Winding Way with a huge hit. And then we'll see what happens. Come on, deck. Give me the money. Yield to all. Our turn. Come on. Land. Yeah, they've definitely they've cooked us from here. Sideboarding wise, I mean, board stools are legit, so we can bring that in. I kind of don't hate just bringing in these. I'm mindful if they're bringing in like Electrickeries or something like that. I do like Strands. Stand Bearers don't really do anything. I don't really care for Charms. All the creatures do the same thing. Look, Hunter Sliver is nice because we can organize how we want them to organize. First Strike's good. Mars Vandal's pretty average. We'll cut those. You keep all the Lords in. That's like, and we'll cut that one as well. All the Winding Ways stay in. Sidewinders, Bodyguards. I mean, I could cut some level of Bodyguards. It probably isn't the end of the world. Dawnbrings don't matter too much. I'm wondering if we even meant to... Let's cut these, because I think we're meant to race more. I think we're the beat down. I don't mind keeping like 2 strands in to try and re-establish ourselves, but we kind of just want a way to get through the benevolence, to stop them doing stuff to us. And I want 2 strands because if that red is there for like an Electrickery, then, or a Breath Weapon, then we have a way to get around that at least. Yes, we'll play. This hand is not playable, sadly. We'll mull. This hand's better. We'll keep. Probably just going to bottom this, to be honest. I want just all the slivers. And we are going to lead off like this because I don't really want to play that until I know what I want. It's probably just going to be a forest. I could have cut the Hunter Sliver for that reason. But, you know, we can go land, Sinew Sliver. Okay. Yeah, this makes me question what they're specifically doing. And as well as our creatures are really good at just getting around breath weapon effects because everything's just a pump. And if they want to waste their blocks in a way where, yeah, so we'll play a land and we just play a Sinew and then we'll get in. And then sadly, unless we draw a land, we're going to be taking a turn off. Just going to yield through their turn. Yeah. Kind of sad taking a turn off, but this is what you do when you have Naya colors. I'm skeptical about that. Because they have the Thraben Charm, so like they can Thraben Charm and then get in. So yeah, playing the Informant, that's okay. If you draw a forest, it's absolutely huge. Ugh, Strand's gross. At least these are white creatures. Next, my turn. Okay, Benevolent's nice. So we'll play Benevolent. Let's just get a forest. We're not going to attack. I'm not losing my creatures to something as silly as that. We'll just hopefully just power out these muscle slivers and predatory slivers and then get there. There's probably a world as well I want to drop this Hunter Sliver as well as soon as possible once we have other stuff out. See how they scry. No response. They're thinking hard about it. They're top, so that's scary. All right. Let's see if we can draw some lands. Okay. Well, look, you know, again, if we draw some other stuff, we're going to have a good time. If we draw a red source and go Predatory Sliver, Hunter Sliver, it's going to be absolutely nuts, but we don't really have anything that does that. Do we attack here? And I guess we can burn a... The problem is they can use their strands. I think not. Let's just pass. It's a shame we didn't have any graveyard stuff either, to be honest. Yeah, we got like the Dawnbringer Clerics. I just don't really like the idea of bringing that in. We have the Thraben Charms as well. Maybe we're meant to bring the Thraben Charms so we can exile graveyards so they don't get that level of shenanigans. But all our stuff's pretty multi, so... I want to get this bodyguard to keep this sliver alive, essentially. Okay, Winding Way is good. I think we Winding Way because if we hit a gem hide for next turn, we can just tap everything out and cast everything. Creature, please. That's nice. And also, yeah, if we have a 1-drop, then we can do stuff. Well, that's freaking huge. So we'll just... We can play gem hide and then tap everything down and just play all our other Predatory Slivers and Sinew Slivers. Yeah, and there's really no other way they can get through that. And then on the following turn, we can drop a Hunter Sliver and just crash in with everything. But I think they'll be very big in a minute. Yeah, there's Alpine Meadow. Lunak Veteran. Yeah, I think once we get to a certain level, I think we're going to be pretty fine. And the fact that we got a split between everything, it's very nice. And I think even do it because Provokers, yeah, whenever sort of attacks control, may have token untap and block if able. Player controls untap and block if able. But yeah, Provoke's such a strange card. No box. We can take a little bit of damage and then, yeah, we can start getting to business with ours. Okie doke. So let's play a gem hide. And then let's play a Sinew. And then do we drop? I guess we do. Just play a Predatory Sliver. And then they're just so giant. We start crashing with everything next turn. Provoke's gonna be really weird on in MTGO. I'm just looking up double checking the text on there. And yeah, we have to really worry about rallying the peasants. So they can take some amount and then just crush in and finish us, and we are not in a good place. Yep, Battle Screech. Okay. So yeah, we do have to look out for, I mean, they've got lots of life gain here. Yeah, if they have a rally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have land rally, we're just pretty screwed. I think we're definitely attacking here. And provoking. Very thought-provoking, you know. So, okay, that's nice. We'll play the mountain. Let's play... the Hunter Sliver, and then we can do everything gets provoke, and then everything can block 1 each to each creature, and then play Predatory Sliver, and then that should finish them off. Yeah, this is them reading provoke. It's a very good card. Play Predator Sliver, and that way, yeah, 3, 6, yeah. So let's attack with everything. These are the things how I think it works. Make everyone block everything. That one. There we go. That's that. That's how they have to block. And that's pretty hard to beat as well. Oh, yeah. I mean, the strands happens. We have to get through it. What color do they name? Just yield to all. Yes. 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 I guess white? Yes. So, yeah, I just need a Magic Online, you know, the text boxes are tiny. I mean, we'll just find out in a second anyway with the strands, what they actually named color-wise. And then, I mean, it probably says on here anyway. No, it doesn't. So, printed to bird token. So it was green stuff. So white stuff still died. And then, yeah, if they have a rally, they win, sadly. But it's close. It was a very close game. So maybe I should have forced my hand against the Flyers. I mean, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, if they take with everything, then they'll see a rally in their hand. Well, they don't. They do. Can't do anything about this. 3, 6, 9, and it's not lethal. They might have no strands. Or they have double Thraben Charm. That would be good. Okay. So they probably do have double Thraben Charm, but this is just lethal otherwise. Well, let's just cast a Winding Wave first. And just see what we get, because we might just get something absolutely cooked. Creature, please. It's just a Muscle Sliver. I think we just face with everything. We could just play everything else. Let's just play a creature, and then we'll just tap the something else. Let's just tap this, I guess. Well, we want to keep this alive. The Lightning Green, yeah, we'll just tap like this and just play Muscle Sliver and then attack with everything. This smells like Prismatic Strands though. Oh, I need to split this up. Gosh, this is actually hard. Maybe I wasn't meant to actually do it this way. I've gone too far now. So I've done, this one's on that one, this one's on that one. So on the other white creature get in and a red creature to get in, and then that's the problem, the green creature. So we'll just name a green creature on there. And I think we still have to face lethal. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have 7, 10, 14, 21. So the rest have to attack. Do I have to choose one? I guess we could just actually target everything and then they have to block. I think that's just a good call actually. And then we can just follow up. They can use strands if they want. Then we just get rid of a bunch of everything else. At least all the flyers. I mean, they might double strands here. They cast strands, but what did you name? It's so weird that that doesn't come up. Oh, they're just doing white and green. And then just one thing dies. Just go through it. I mean, strands is the way to stay alive. So lose one creature. Oh no, I didn't. I planned it so it doesn't do that. That's annoying. Oh yeah, no, they're just blocking everything. Okay. And then one thing dies. And then, yeah, they can just rally us, very likely. Because we don't have that extra block. This looks like a rally. No, it's a clue token. It's a clue token to find a rally, which is a good sign, because they're looking for it then. This is Battle Screech. The Battle Screech is fine though, because we just get them to block everything. So it turns out Hunter Sliver is very good. And I guess we want to run some Thraben Charms then. But yeah, I think we go the controlling route, unless they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 14, 21. So yeah, let's just make them block everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll block the Core Skyfish and everything out, all the flyers. The veteran I care about the least because they can bring it back. And they don't have a strands in the bin. So let's just go to attack. So we just hold on to this. Attack. You. We'll do everything. Hunter Sliver feels very hard to deal with. Miko's not liking all these triggers, I gotta tell you. The flying doesn't matter too much, I'm just trying to get through everything. Last flyer, there we go. Yes. Yield to all, yes. 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 They go to take out blocks, they block with everything. It'd be very annoying to actually do. You'd be like, oh, this one goes over here. Unless it highlights it, I don't know what Provoke says. All I know it's just a very old card. And now at least everything's gone then we can attack with everything. So having 2 Winding Waves turns out to be a very, very good card to do. Yep. Everything is destroyed. Your turn. Just do it through our turn and then we'll just be able to attack. Oh, just this guy drawing. There we go. All right. Time for some Thraben Charms, I think. Cut these Prismatic Strands. I didn't see much red. I think they're just running it for rally, purely just the rally. And we just run it like this. Having ways to handle the graveyard. I could do Dawnbringer Cleric instead. Because we can actually get them. That's what we care about as well. Let's bring the Dawnbringers in because we can Winding Way them. And see how that goes. Alright. I mean, it's lands and spells. I think we keep. It's all white spells. No responses. And then we just get a plains. Yeah, all our forest stem. We just fetch. Maybe we should have kept this hand. Like, I mean, if we draw a Winding Way, though, I'm going to be pretty happy. We'll just start with the Sentinel Sliver because it's the way to just get a bit more damage in. Good old Darvel. Well, now it's not. I am going to play that, and we are going to name red, and then we're just going to play. I don't care for these creatures too much. Let's just play the Sentinel Sliver. Pass. There's not blocking anyway. And the next turn we can go Forest and Bodyguard plus another Sliver. At least they can crack in then. Flanking's huge. Flanking's very nice. Okay, they just have one plains, which is good for us. Let's play this. I just kind of want to play. No, let's just play that one. We'll play our Sentinel Sliver. Let's get him for 2. Flanking's cooked against them. Holy crap. We definitely don't want to get rid of this flanking. That's going to allow us to handle all their blockers. And they still just have one plains. That was a very bold choice, opponent. Yep, you can have the Thraben Inspector. I mean, it does turn on once you get some other stuff. But anyway, let's go this. And let's play the Hunter Sliver. Because that might just be GG there. Attack, 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 attack. Or just these two, sorry. This can just grab this one because we'll get rid of it. And this one we'll grab. And we'll just get rid of that. I know we can flanking this, but I don't really care for this. Like if they bounce this with something else, then yeah, if they have to block with something else, it's just a bit like it's just like a 3/3. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter, and probably because the Provoker could have attacked with this. Because yeah, see if they played Core Skyfisher here, then they could have returned the Thraben Inspector and play it again. But now they can't. They just kind of stuck with the Darvel, and Darvel's gonna not be alive in a second. I'm gonna hold on to this again for the Prismatic Strands. And if this is Core Skyfisher, they're likely just gonna be bouncing the Clue token. So it feels pretty bad for them. In the tank. Gosh, haven't seen flanking in so long. Yep, that's fine. You can do that. And that's what I mean. It just sets them. They need 2 Thraben Charms then to really get anywhere. Let's just play this one. Just play this one out. And attack with everything. Yep, and then GG. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat through that. They probably shouldn't have kept that hand, but that was the fun game. Let's go into another match. All right, I want to play, which is awesome as well. Oh, we've really had just like 1 land hands, which has been pretty cooking. We have to keep this. I think we just bottom. Yeah, we'll keep. I kind of want all the lands. I might just bottom this Hunter Sliver, to be honest. I want all these other things. They're all good, and we'll just fetch for a plains on our turn. Play, fetch. I know we should wait for end step, but I'm not about that. Ooh. Oh, they're playing that combo. Alright, I really wish I kept that now. It's a sick deck. This is what Kerbelinksy was playing the other day. I really wish I kept the Hunting Sliver now to actually get that to block. But I guess I can discard and just keep it alive anyway, so it's probably not the best. So this deck, it discards a crap ton of cards, and then you turn inside out and make it like a 21, and then get people. It's a sick deck. It's the same thing as well as that. I mean, they could discard a card, I guess. Yeah, I don't like the idea of actually just bashing in. I think they only have one rule source, so we'll just play the Sinew Sliver, and then we'll attack. If they want to do anything specific, you know, they'd have to have like 2 removal spells up. But if they're just discarding a card, oh, this is the one that comes back anyway, the Eidolons. It comes back with the flip effect, so you discard them all and then use the it's I forgot the word. It's like a 1 and then a blue-red hybrid. Let's just do this now. I am actually going to grab another white source. We run a lot of white sources, and we're going to Winding Way, so I want to be able to Winding Way and then play, even if we just hit one of the 1-drops. Yeah, so they run Abandoned Attachments, which is not the hybrid I was thinking of. It's that other one. Turn inside, no, it's not Turn Inside Out. I think it's a lawn card where it actually, yeah, it just flips the power and toughness, and because it's multi, it returns all your Eidolons back and you discard them again. So you do have to block this card if it attacks, because they can just kill you suddenly. And in fact, it's something sick as well, because you can just discard a bunch of random crap, all these Eidolons that don't do anything, and then bring them back when you play another attachment. Yeah, so you're getting rid of land, another Eidolon, and then if they literally play a Abandoned Attachment, then they can just bring them back. It's weird that they didn't return the Sandstorm with the attachment. That's what it says. When you cast a multicolored spell, you may return this card from graveyard to your hand. Okay, they're just using Metamorphosis to do it. So the problem with our deck is, I mean, these Master Vandals are coming out. We can bring in the Prismatic Strands and Threadband Charms. And then, yeah, I think we're just, like, the Acolytes don't do anything. Oh, the Standard Bearers do something because they have to target this to flip it. And then we can just double check. I can't remember, because I can't remember the name. We'll just see if it actually targets a creature they control. Otherwise, it's pretty hard for them to win if we have bodyguards in that out. 2 of these. Take both of those back as well. So I think what we do is let's just hit a Winding Way. Do creatures. Play a land. And then we just play a Muscle Sliver. And I don't know, we'll just tap that, I guess. Get him for 4. At least make them discard it, you know. They make it a 1/5 though, but alas, they are not interested. And the rest of our hand's kind of garbage, to be honest. Yep, they're just multi-spells to get stuff back, which they're doing. Play the Border Post, play the basic planes again. And it's a way to discard as well. It's honestly a sick deck. We will block 1. If they have us, they have us. Like, there's not much we can do about that. Okay, they are doing the miss this turn. Okay, so they just have us. So 1. We're going to see. I just need to check if it's targeting us or them. Or if we can target anything. Yeah, Inside Out. That's the card I was thinking of. So not Turn Inside, just Inside Out. Okay, it's any creature, so the Standard Bearer is going to be very good. And we're definitely cutting these Master Vandals. They don't do crap. I mean, they did the Border Post, but I don't really care about their mana so much. Yep, discard. Yep, okay. So, I mean, I'm fine to lose this, to be honest. It's just funny. Let's bring the Dawnbringers. Let's bring the Threadband Charms. I don't want to go too heavy as well, though. That's the thing, because these Standard Bearers are good. Maybe we just cut the Strands. We don't need them as much. And then bring in the Benevolence. And then they don't really have a way to handle all our stuff. I like the Hunter Sliver. I wish I had that before. They're all important. The 1-drops. Dawnbringer is good to exile stuff from the graveyard. First Strike doesn't matter. And I don't like Threadband Charm that much. I know it does graveyard shenanigans, but I just don't think it's where we want to be right now. Cut these Master Vandals. I think they're a little bit slow. We keep all the Lords in. Hunter Sliver's good. Sinner Sliver's good. Sentinel Sliver. Does allow us to attack with everything. Maybe just cut 1. And then you run it like this. We can't get this cards, like the 1-drops we can't really cut. And then the other 2 drops are too good because they're all the Lord effects. So we'll be on play. This hand's good. We'll keep this. And hopefully we draw some Winding Ways, you know. And they might run some Breath Weapons. So let's just go Sidewinder into Muscle Sliver, and try and just get it done. I'll just play Muscle Sliver. Attack for 2. They might just want to... They do nothing. Okay. I assume they would bring in a fair bit of interaction after the fact here. I'm very thankful Pyroclasm is an uncommon and not a common. I freaking hate that card. Alright, nothing. So there's a problem with combo decks as well. Sometimes they don't hit their good stuff. They might just do an attachment end of turn. We'll play this. I'm gonna drop... I kind of want to drop it all, to be honest. Let's drop a Bodyguard, and then drop a Muscle Sliver, and then attack. Doesn't change the clock too much. It gets 4-8. I guess it actually did. They're on 12, 4-8, 12. Oh, we have a lethal next turn with the Sinnoh anyway. Yep, here's the attachment. Discard an Aura, draw 2. Maybe we cut the Dawnbringers actually and bring the Threadbare Charms again. I'm actually liking a bit more because I guess they can respond by just doing the multi-spell, and that's what they're going to be doing anyway at instant speed. And then the Threadbare Charm can at least force them. It doesn't do anything against the other creatures. That's pretty huge because now we don't have lethal. But they also don't have any resemblance of getting the job done from them either. And they run Artful Dodge and stuff like that, so we got to be mindful here. So I probably should have... I mean, I couldn't really... I probably should have played the Sidewinder Sliver instead of the Benevolent Bodyguard, because then we would have had lethal. Because now, yeah, now they just go to 2. Yeah, I can't really see any way to get around that. They're just sculling the islands, and then well, let's just play the land. Let's play the Sinnoh. Attack with everything. They have Artful Dodge anyway, so 4 at 12, so they go to 1 here. And let's just fetch. We'll just get the mountain just in case. But yeah, we can just yield 3 now. If they have a blocker, if they have a creature, they have a creature, but I can imagine this will be pretty hard to get around because they need to give that creature haste and attack and then give it unblockable as well. So they need a lot going on to get anywhere. And this creature's art control, isn't it? Yeah. I feel a bit better about having the Standard Bearer. I think that's what we need, is to get the Standard Bearer to stop their combo. Gravitate Punch also means I really want these Benevolence. But they can continuously do that. But it's a lot of mana. 4 mana is a lot. Just in the tank. I can't see where they can win with 3 mana. That feels insane to me. But I guess it can happen. The fact that they have to play that and then... Yeah, they can't. They need to turn inside out as well. Unless they run a Fog Effect. I mean, that's a good way to start it. So this red version is not really a version that people normally run either. Normally people are playing the Bant version. So maybe they have a way... Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know how they're spinning the wheels to survive here. Just drawing a lot of cards. Playing a lot of things. I mean, it fires 4 mana as well, which is pretty crazy. Gain life, discard stuff. Maybe they can get a... Yeah, I don't know. Some blockers or something. Enter the Warrens does not exist though anymore. Or Chatter Storm, so... They currently get lots of blockers. Yeah, okay. So sideboard-wise... Maybe we keep the Vandals in for the border post, just to restrict their mana. And then just cut the Dawnbringer Clerics and just pray it's enough. Again, I don't really like anything else. We could bring in the Crimsons. But then you can't target it, so we can't do that. I mean, Strands is another way of just stopping them from winning the game. It's probably might be silly not running them. No, you know what? Let's just play it through. Let's just see how we go. It's cool to see this different version though. We'll definitely keep this. You know, we have our ways to just start pumping things in. We can go. I mean, that's good as well that they're playing it like that. So we'll go land. We'll play this sliver, and we'll follow it up with a predatory sliver, and then we'll go Winding Way, and then we can play a flanker, I guess. Very mindful of Breath Weapon though. But at least with a Predatory in this, then we don't have to worry. And also getting multiple Winding Ways is another good one. So it'll slow us down a smidge. I wonder if their deck just runs Bolt, or if it's pure combo. Maybe they run like some Gut Shots or something like that. Definitely going to hit them with a Winding Way though. And we'll sandbag this mountain as well. Every time they don't have a white source means they're not playing the Tireless Tribe. Faithless Looting, which I assume they're just going to be discarding a bunch of the Eidolons. So this is the place where it might work here. So they just did a Gravitic Punch and an Eidolon. I guess with the thing that makes all that mana, they can get they can actually maybe do it twice or something like that. So I want to start with a Sliver first, and then we'll attack. And then next turn, yeah, we might just want to jam the Benevolent Bodyguard and a Hunter Sliver. Or just the Hunter Sliver. It's, with flanking, then they're forced to discard a card. But I do want the Benevolent Bodyguard. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So I think I just keep back blockers and probably block with something. I might play a Sinnoh Sliver. I probably have a way to do unblocks though. I think makes it Winding Way first, and if we hit a Standard Bearer, then we can just win. We can put it all away. Let's do Winding Way, name creature, try and hit a Standard Bearer. Well, that is not it. Let's do Gem Hide as well. Let's just play a Sinnoh, and we'll keep back. We'll keep back that one. I think the flanking's nice. In the end, we just keep back 2 blockers. Because if they gravitate or something like that. Flanking, yeah, and then they just discard an Eidolon or whatever. 2 Eidolon. Oh, they get 2 Eidolons back and discard one. Yeah, seems good. Yep, this survives. I think we still try and Winding Way to get a Standard Bearer. I think we play Gem Hide and then we just play a bunch of creatures. Yeah. We definitely have to block, and I'm blocking with this Plated Sliver. But I'm just praying that the next 5 cards has a Standard Bearer, essentially. I mean, they can also just get us here. So, yep, they draw 2 cards, discarding all the other stuff. It's a scary deck. I mean, they can just win whenever they want. Maybe. Electric Revelation. At least they can't play the thing that makes all the mana, of course, discard a card. So it's just that one of those other ways. And they're doing a thrilling discovery. So they go to 13. We might actually... If we draw 3, 6, 9, yeah, it's not lethal. 13 is a very awkward. If we draw another one, then it is good. Otherwise, we'll just do a big turn ourselves. Okay, Flash is like, yeah. Yeah, we can drop them to 1 because we can basically just... Oh, no, we win. We win. Those 3, 6, 9, 4, 8, 12. No, we don't. Sorry, we needed another one. So let's play the Gemhide Sliver. And then let's Winding Way. Because if we hit Standard Bearer, we're having a good time. No Standard Bearer. Well, I think here, I don't want to go too hard here either. And we're just blocking with something, I guess. So I think we attack with 2 creatures. So we didn't get like the Vigilant Sentinel here. If we attack with 2 creatures, I think that's fine. And then we'll just... Is it fine? We could just drop 2 Benevolent Bodyguards. Yeah, I think that's... Let's just... Yeah, we're going to win otherwise next turn anyway. So let's play 2 Bodyguards. And then we'll play just another Sinu, I think. And then we'll just see how the cookie crumbles on the following turn. Like them attacking and just discarding a card, they're just going to discard another Eidolon, you know. At least now we can keep a blocker or 2 alive. Okay, they're going for it. So they can give, maybe they can give unblockable then. So that's what they're doing. Discard an Eidolon. It's a shame that we didn't hit any Standard Bearers, but like, you know, statistically we might not get it anyway. But it has been a sick game. Let me know if you would have done something a little bit different. Maybe I was meant to provoke it, and then they had to discard a card that turn. But they've got 9 cards in hand. Like, they're going to have power no matter what. You know what I mean? Yep, they get 8 mana. And then discard everything, and they just probably give it unblockable somehow. Or trample, I don't know. It's been an interesting game. It's cool playing against something that's just not one of the top 3 tier decks as well. So they still have all that mana, still have 8 cards in hand. Do they just soup it? Maybe I was meant to maybe they Team a Battle Rage it probably as their red way to do it. This is probably enough. Yeah, they just make it, yeah, it's like 24 and they just Team a Battle Rage it and then... Oh, sorry, it's just target player. Well, that's going to do it. Of course it is. There you go, GG. Sorry, I thought this was just a removal spell, but I guess it wasn't. That was a fun game though. So maybe even then we didn't have the win there. So I don't know what else we would have done differently. We didn't really have anything else to do stuff. I think we really need to just draw a Standard Bearer to win that. Or if we had the second Lord, then we would have definitely won that game. Oh well. Are on the play. So we've been very lucky being on the play a bunch of times. And this is, look, it's keepable because we've actually drawn all these beautiful lands. This Gemhide we can't play straight away. And it makes me wonder, do I play this to just get green straight off the bat? Or do I risk it and play a sliver first. The opportunities are endless. Endless. They mulled to 6. So, and we're on the play as well. I think we've got a bunch of plays in a row. I kind of don't have the idea of going play to sliver into sinew sliver. And then if we draw a forest, then we can just do... it doesn't change our play next turn, because then we only have 1 extra mana. So we still want to go sinew, and then we can go a gem hide a little bit later. We get like a winding way or something like that. And being on the play means we can resolve the sinew sliver. Alright, they're just playing a mountain. Mountain into what, exactly? I feel like this deck can quite adequately race burn decks. Okay, winding way. So I think we still play this. We still play the sinew sliver and attack. And then next turn, we play the Sentinel in a Thriving Heath, and then we can follow it up with attacking with everything, Vigilance, Gem Hide Sliver, and then Winding Way, and then do some other shenanigans. We'll have some leftover mana, which is cool. And that changes completely if we draw a forest. So they said Mountain go. Feels like they're playing Madness Burn and not the rally deck, because they would have definitely had a play otherwise, or that they had not a great mulligan. Somebody deck that just has like basic mountain as well, so I feel like it's likely just going to be a burn deck. Okay, it is a burn deck. So if we hit a forest, then we're sitting in a nice cozy spot. Okay, that's not the forest. Let's just play this, get the Vigilance, we'll name green, play the Sentinel Sliver, attack with both. They block 1, which is fine, and then we'll play, next time we'll play Gem Hide into, we'll attack, and then we'll play Gem Hide. Well, that's the other thing as well. No, I think we just attack. Oh, actually, it's probably smart to Gem Hide Winding Way, because we likely gonna hit another Lord. And then if we just have so many Lords in the following turn, we can just fire it off. So going this into a Garter Snipe, okay. So they're lining up for a pretty big turn from them, I think. Predatory Sliver was good. So now we kind of attack with everything and play a Gem Hide, and then we can Winding Way next turn. I like that idea, because I want the pressure as well. Let's play... I think we still... Sorry, we play this. And then... we just tap this for green, and then play the Predatory Sliver, and then we can attack with these both with Vigilance, and then we're setting up next turn to win the game, because hopefully we just get a bunch of Lords. They can't get rid of any of our creatures, and they can very well deal that damage to us. They can do that. Creature. Okay, we'll play this, and then we've got a Muscle Sliver to... So they're pretty dead on board right now. We can just play two Lords out and attack with everything. The Hunting Sliver kind of would have been nice. Maybe... No, I couldn't have done... If I Winding Way to get the Hunting Sliver, that would have worked well. We would have been able to block them both. But now, I think we just have to hope they can't deal 20 to us. Because Bolt... Everything does double, essentially. They're doing 3 damage per instant or sorcery. So if we go Bolt, 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 is 6, 12, 18 and a Fire Blast. Lava Dart is what? 4, 8, 12, 16, and then a Bolt. They have actually a lot of ways to get us with 5 cards in hand. We're blocking a Ham Sandwich as well. This makes me think that they don't have it if this is what's happening. Alright, another Flame Breather. So maybe, but there's still then 1, 2, 3, 4. So Lava Dart does 5. 2 Lava Darts still get us. Lava Dart flashback, Lava Dart flashback. I think in this matchup we're going to bring in some Strands. I'm wondering if they actually bring in any particular Wrath effects. Like, I say them Wrath effects, but Pyroclasm effects anyway. Yeah, Chain Lightning doesn't do a Lava Dart. They only run a couple of Lava Darts. If the deck I'm thinking of. But if they're just the Madness version, they're on the Gunner Snipes, Faithless Looting, Lava Darts, Lightning Bolts, Fire Blast. I mean, Fire Blast as well is good. They might have 2 Fire Blasts and a Bolt. That does the job. Okay, they're targeting our creatures. Okay. So they didn't have lethal, which is nice for us. But I think we still have lethal. If we play both, and then they're all 4s, and they block 3 and they take 8, they're still lethal. And they have to block anyway, so this Hunter Sliver is not good. So they know that we have these 2 Lords in our hand as well. So their main deck, they run like a Searing Blaze maybe. Was this lethal? It'd be 5, 10, no, 14, 17. So they were missing like 1 burn spell off. Okay. We just play the land. So yeah, if we play this, put the green there. Play this. And they block, I guess they block 3. They have to block 3 though, don't they? Maybe we just, yeah, because they Fire Blasted. So let's play that out. Let's just tap, yeah, oh, they were done there anyway. If we played the Hunter Sliver, then they would block, and they didn't have enough burn spells. I guess we bring in, I don't think the Acolyte's correct, because they want to burn our face. So I'm not too worried about that. I think we just bring in Strands, 4 Strands, and then we take out these Mask Vandals have not been good. So we'll take those out, and then we'll run this 1, 2, 3, yeah. Keep all the Lords, keep flanking, all those shenanigans. Hunter Sliver's good. That one's not good. We could run the Dawnbringers just to exile stuff. Crimsons, yeah, you know what, I'm not about it. Let's just keep these Strands in and call it a day. Okay, this hand, I mean, maybe we're meant to take out some of the bodyguards, I guess. This hand's still quite keepable. I think we still go, well, I guess what do? We'll keep this hand. It's probably a little bit on the slow side, and it's probably not what you want against these kinds of decks. And having a Plains is probably where we want to be, so we can play this bodyguard out to keep the Gemhard Sliver alive. Or a tap land as well. Alright, just a Muscle Sliver. Let's play a Forest and just say go. We're going to start with the Predatory Slivers. And then follow up with everything else. We need a way for this Gemhide to survive, because that's the way we're going to just dump our hand with heaps of stuff. You see how close we were to losing though in that game? Even though we had like a crazy clock, is that they were literally a burn spell away from finishing the job. Like another Lava Dart, another Fire Blast would have just finished us. Alright, Highway Robbery. Alright, another Winding Way. Let's play the Holdout Settlement, because I think we're definitely going to be using that. And we'll play a Predatory Sliver. And then next turn we can drop a Bodyguard. Because this is just like, yeah, tap an untap creature control, yeah. So we can play like a, well, we'll play the Gemhide first. Hopefully they tap out then though. I guess that's the thing. I'm not too worried about not attacking for 2 here. We need to just have a giant board state. So maybe we go Bodyguard, tap the Predatory Sliver, and then, or they just Searing Blaze us to death. That is the other option. That makes things a little bit more awkward with our mana. They're not playing Gutter Snipe though, it does feel good. Maybe I should have just kept a different... Okay, that's good. That means they were like a bit flooded with lands. I mean, they could have cleaned that up now, but then just not discarding Sneaky Snacker is a good sign for me. So let's go... Let's play the... I think we... No, let's play the Muscle Sliver, and then we'll tap and play this Benevolent Bodyguard. I want this out first because of Lava Dart as well. Come on, opponent, you can approve of this if you want. And then we can tap for a white source, tap this, play the Bodyguard. And now we have a bit of insulation against whatever they're doing. And we can play Gem Hide, and we can play the Sinew Sliver, and then we can get things going. And we can tap that Bodyguard as well. See, we're not getting in with everything just yet. Maybe even just, no, I want to get as many slivers out on this turn, and then we can, and the Festivities. That's pretty good. Let's just name red on that, I guess. Just in case they have a second or something like that. Just name red, keep it around. That's good, that means they're diluting their deck with this. Because our deck's not mega scared of that. So we can go, and we're doing the highway stuff. Discarding on mountain, so they're mana flooded. So we want to, I mean, if you play a land, it's even better. But we want to drop this Sinew Sliver first, probably before the Gem Hide Sliver. Otherwise, we're going to have a bad time with everything. Oh, that's another issue as well. Yeah, we have to do the Gem Hide anyway. Unless we want to Searing Blaze this, grab a prize. With Madness, where's Safari Temper going? To the creature or to face? To face. Okay, that's nice. Now we can quite happily play our creatures. They don't have any Lava Darts in there, which is good. And end the Festivities now is going to be pretty rubbish. And we have lots of ways to fill up our hand. So what do we get here? Okay, another Holdout Settlement. So we get these lands. That's good. Let's go Gem Hide. And we'll just play the Sinew Sliver. And then get in. And they'll do all the shenanigans next turn. We want all the mana we can. Tap you, get him for 3. No Lava Darts here. We're on 11 though, that's an important thing to recognise. We are on 11. And there's no slivers at common that are going to give me lifelink. Back. And 2 Winding Ways. Maybe I should actually cut 1 or 2 Winding Ways and bring in the other stuff. Three, 6, 9. 4, 8, 12. Yeah, we can't really beat them down. It's going to be over 2 turns, no matter what, really. And where's this Fire Temper going? Really what we need is Prismatic Strands. That's what we need to draw. I'm going to cut these Bodyguards. I didn't realise I kept 2 in. But we do have 2 in the main deck. And I don't know what we'll probably bring in instead of it. Alright, they're hitting that. That's good. If they want to hit those creatures, that's fine with me. You know, maybe they have another Searing Blaze for this. I think maybe we'll just bring in the Thraven Charms to handle the Gutter Snipe stuff. Alright, they're doing that. That's fine, because we have double Winding Way in our hand. Alright, our turn. I still don't have anything like a Lava Dart. Yeah, double Winding Way. Let's get it done. Let's get some creatures into play. Well, let's Winding Way first. That's good. Maybe they've got 2 cards left in their hand. Maybe it's enough to keep me alive for a little bit. Creature, please. Okie dokie. That's nice. kind of want to play them all. I can't though. Well, let's just play the Sentinel, and then we'll play an 0-1. So nothing dies to end the festivities. Otherwise, we're going to have a very sad time. I guess that this one doesn't die to it anyway. But we're very far off from winning now. 8 cards. Actually, the Strands helps. The Strands does help. So we can, from next turn, we can get in with everything with Vigilance and then take it from there, I think. So it's actually not too bad. And we're definitely going to be able to cast this Strands and then flash it back. So we've got a couple turns, and the Winding Way will help. At least everything get in next turn. Just bolting that. Damn. But they're at 17. At what point do you just want to bolt me? You've got lots of lands in your hand. You've got 2 cards. Okay, just bolting everything. Fair enough. Plays Mountain. And then a Faithless Loom with 0 cards in hand, just discarding them. Hoping just to hit Madness. Or a Sneaky Snacker. Okay. Got 0 cards in hand, though, now. And we've got a Prismatic Strands on the back. So I'm actually going to start with... let's just go Winding Way first. Creature, please. Okay. Play our land. We will name red. And then we want to play a lot of things, but let's play this one first and then the Sinew Sliver. So this taps for white, tapping this down, and we'll play the Sinew Sliver. And then after that, we'll just keep up Strands for the rest of the time. I think we will play our 2 creatures out, and then we'll just cruise, I think. One card in hand's good. I like that. I like that in a burn deck. They can't even flash back their Faithless Looting. I wonder if they just stacked it wrong when they did that. Because now they're just up to whatever's on the top of their deck. These 2 Winding Waves are pretty huge. I guess it was a slow deck, but it matched up well with their hand, which is good. Okay, another land. That kind of works though, to be honest. Let's attack with everything. And then end step we can we can play that, we can tap it for a white, and then we can do everything else. Flash it in, flash everything in. So in for 6, and then we'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So still not lethal, actually. Jesus. We're still so far off. But our Strands helps. So we're going to do over 3 turns unless we get a Lord next turn. See how we go. 11 cards. Oh, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah. Brutal. And a Gutter Snipe doesn't help either. So we'll play this. And then we'll play the Sidewinder Sliver, and then next time we can attack with everything. And we have double Strands and Quicksilver. Come on, let me play the Sidewinder. Flanking is good. It's the other side of playing all these slivers is like we actually get to play cards with rules text that we haven't seen in a very long time. I know people are playing Waterbending now, but you know what beats good old fashioned flanking? People actually hate flanking, I know. So we're not going to get them done now. I kind of just want to attack with a bunch of them and then attack with everything the following turn. So we're actually going to attack like this because they're flanking, and then we can attack with everything next turn. So we have a way, so if they Searing Blaze us, we can Prismatic Strands, and then we can Flashback Strands if we need to. Okay. We'll just draw a white creature. Yeah, there we go. Good. Yeah, I think they blew that Faithless Loom a little bit early, because if they had that here of the 2 cards, they could have brought back the Snacker and have all these extra blockers and stuff like that. Anyway, that was good. Let's do a quick wrap up. So it's definitely a quick wrap up time. So this was the deck that we played. It was pretty cool, to be honest. I thought it was just awesome having just 12 Lords. The mana base, I think, did hold up fairly well considering it was Naya colours. I mean, only really the red source that we had was just for the Hunter Sliver, but everything kind of worked pretty well. It was cool also just seeing how Provoke worked. The Prismatic Strands are interesting. I can see maybe running some Hallows instead, but I think with board states where they get a bit funky or you need a couple turns, like when we played against Weenies that first round, it got a bit weird with their Prismatic Strands, and then if we were attacking out, then they could then attack us, and if they drew an Anthem effect, then we would have effectively lost that game. So it was a bit interesting, I think. I get why they're running the Strands, because I'm worried about Cryclan, Shaman, and Crypt Rat, so having the extra two in the sideboard here is good. The sideboard is probably more I have my questions around. I mean, a lot of these random slivers I haven't really played before, like this Bladeback Sliver, I haven't played. It makes sense, though. You probably want to just play it against where you get those really weird board states. But I think what I was kind of curious about is that Acolytes, I think, are good because you can get them with the Winding Ways. And that's why it's kind of like a toolbox, I guess. You got two of each kind of good creature. You got the two Standard Bearers, two Dawnbringer Clerics, and then two of each, the red and the black Acolytes, and then two more Benevolent Bodyguards. But really, I kind of wanted the Benevolent Bodyguards, and when we were playing against Burn there, I didn't really want these Acolytes. I think these are probably mainly for, I guess, Cryclan, Shaman, and the Breath Weapon variants, but then you have the Prismatic Strands for that. So I'm not really sure if these are where you want to be, and maybe you want to run like just some more clear-cut graveyard hate, like a Tormod's Crypt or something like that, versus the Dawnbringer Clerics, because they might feel a bit more clunky. Or running just like 3-4 more Standard Bearers, because sometimes this deck just hoses certain decks. Like if someone's playing Heroic or that Tribalist deck that we played, having the more Standard Bearers to be able to get would be just phenomenal. It just shuts off Kiln Fiend, random stuff. So maybe a couple more Standard Bearers. I get the Prismatic Strands, maybe have a couple more of those in the deck, and then the Thraben Charms again probably felt a bit clunky. And if Thraben Charms is normally like if you want it, you want to see more than just than just two. And I guess when I'm thinking about Thraben Charm and removal spells, you think about how's the deck surviving against, if you try to destroy something, like the tribe couldn't really work because they could just make it a huge creature. But if you're trying to get rid of a certain creature, you need the creatures in play. And if you're playing against anything that is interactive and bouncing or destroying your creatures, Thraben Charm gets a lot worse. So it could be something like you want to run maybe the Destroy Evils or something potentially. But I think probably the cards that I would want to keep is definitely the Strands and the Bodyguards. I like the Bodyguards a lot, especially if you want to keep them around for certain key cards, or you're going to keep these Muscle Slivers, your Lords around or something like that. The Masked Vandals, I think, could be relegated over to the sideboard because sometimes you don't really need them. And a lot of the decks now, think about, I guess it's good against Jund, but Terra is probably a big one. Weenie doesn't really matter. I feel like it's good when it's good, but otherwise it's bad. So I'll probably move a couple of these two to the sideboard and just have something else. Like you could have the Thraben Charms in the main deck, have a bit of more interaction than just relying on the Hunter Slivers, or you could put the Haste Slivers in, so then the Gem High gets really crazy. But besides that, I think that's probably all my thoughts for now. I'll be keen to run this through. It'd be tempting to do it through a league, but I think there's probably some matchups this might struggle with. But I think it's worth a crack somewhere else anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.